All right, we're good to go. It's on you, Cam.
All right, cool. We'll come in at 15. No, we'll make it 10. Get on.
Okay.
Here we go. 3, 2. What's going on, family? You are tuned in to Real Last Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Cam Miller in the big chair tonight. Thank you guys so much for listening. Join the virtual studio with James John and from the law offices of Coffin and Lynn, Mr. Jeff Coffin. But dog, I say dog.
Yes.
We got a hip hop icon chilling with us tonight, bro. The theme is party
It's
time.
time. Oh,
Tracey
it's
Lee.
party time.
Having a party.
Yes!
You know what I mean?
Hey, Trace, you gotta understand this, man. I'm on the porch. I'm whiskey cigar. That's my thing.
I'm right with you. I'm right with you.
Your song pops up. I text James a screenshot. Keep your hands
He
high.
did.
I said,
He
bro,
did.
if you don't get Tracey Lee on our show, because for hip hop fans, if people listening, there's certain parts of your childhood that hip hop defines, and
Yes,
for
sir.
me. You are my 90s, and I'm going to tell you why. This is why I really wanted you on. I am a military veteran, as you can see in the back. 1997, Fort Huachuca, Arizona. You were the soundtrack for my first 4 years in the United States Army, my brother.
Wow.
Yes.
You know what's interesting?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you know what's interesting about that, because lately I've been hearing like people that were in the military around that time, whether they were in the States or overseas, like they really rock with the Many Faces album. And and I'm just finding this out, and I'm like, wow, that's interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you were the soundtrack to the NCO club in Fort Huachuca, Arizona.
wow.
When your
Wow.
song came on, bro, we hit the dance floor, man. So we start. I now I'm fanboyed out. Now we can get interviewing. How did you get to start in hip hop?
Oh man, I mean, we're the culture, man. This goes back to the late 70s, man. It's like we are hip hop. So essentially the first record that I heard on the air was Rapper's Delight, like most of us did. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Unless you grew up in New York City. Now,
Mhm.
New York City was a totally different environment because they was way ahead as far as the rest of the world and the rest of, the country was concerned. But, it was instantaneous, but the thing that we didn't understand, that we was already a part of the culture, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we dress, you know what I'm saying, the way we dance, the vernacular, all of that is a part of the culture. So, I've been a part of this since its inception, you know what I mean? And it's beautiful that you asked that question, because we're going into the, I guess the commercialization of it being 50 years in 2023. And so there's a
Yes.
lot of things surrounding the 50th year anniversary. But as far as music is concerned, once I heard Rapper's Delight, and then I heard cats, a little later on down the line, like your Tila Rocks of the world and your
Oh
Melly
wow.
Mel's of the world and
Uh-huh.
your Como D's, because they ushered in what we call lyricism. Before
Mm.
that, the MC was throw your hands in the air and the
Yeah.
hip, the hop, the hip it. But when Mo D, Melly Mel, like I said, Tila Rock, and then shortly after that, the LLs of the world and all of that, they started interjecting the more lyrical aspect to it. And then later on, you get your Rakims, your KRS-Ones,
Mm.
your Chuck D's and all this other stuff. But I mean, I caught the bug from the beginning, man, from the beginning.
That's
Now,
what I'm talking
I
about.
wanted, Tracy, it's me again. He was on my show and I geeked out the whole time. He had to
Yeah,
tell me to
no,
leave him
we had
alone so he could go home.
whatever, man, whatever.
But I wanted to point out and definitely give you your flowers, man. It's one thing to be a hip hop artist, especially from what I consider the golden age of hip hop, which is the 90s. But to make a classic is something that's even greater. Man, that song, you can put it on right now
Right
at
now.
any club.
Right
We
now,
going to
it's
all
still
go crazy
bump.
and lose our minds. So just wanted to give you your flowers. That song meant a lot to a lot of us because it takes us back to a time, a place when we were growing up, coming into our own, becoming men. And that song is important because it's one of those things that I can have my kids. I can make my kids listen to it. And they're like, "Well, Dad,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to listen to your music." I make them listen to it. They're like, "All right, I see what you're saying. I get
There
it.
you go. There you
I
go.
get it, man." So definitely love you. And you came up though, and we talked about this before. When you came up, the people you were surrounded by in hip hop at the time, it was a who's who.
Oh
I
man.
mean,
Yeah. You came up
DJ
in a-
Guru, like
yeah.
all the people you was
Bro,
rocking with, it
you
was a
did
who's who.
song with Biggie. Like,
I mean,
come on, man. Like, how was that studio session?
well, it's
survived.
funny.
He's still here.
Yeah, we still here. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But it's ironic that you say that, because today's date is what, December 5th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the actual day.
Wow.
What is this? 2022.
Two. Yeah.
So we're talking about 26 years ago. We recorded that record today.
Oh my God.
Man.
Oh my
This is
God.
this this
Yes.
is this is the anniversary of us recording "Keep Your Hands High" in D&D Studios. You know what I'm
D&D
saying?
Studios.
And for those that don't
Man.
know what D&D Studios is, that's the studio that was owned by DJ Premier at the time.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so the other part about this is that when we were recording that record, Jay-Z was across the hall recording The Streets Is Watching, but he had come over to our session before, we started recording because him and Big was cool. You know what I'm saying? So, you had all of these elements in this studio on that night, you know what I'm saying, 26 years ago to the day. And so, me
Wow.
and Big were, it was a vibe. He was schooling me on things in the game that I hadn't known. Even though I was 2 years older than him, he was still my senior with regards to being in the business and understanding the business. But he was just schooling me to giving me a lot of jewels at the time.
Mm.
But as far as making the record is concerned, like I told, like I said, what was it, a week ago, 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago,
On the show.
it was still a verbal joust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because we're
because you
still in
held
season at the
yours.
end of the day.
You
You
was
know what I'm
in there,
saying?
bro.
Thank you, brother.
Bro, I was
Appreciate
listening
that.
to it last night. I'm like, bruh, because you get on a record with a Big, a J, a M. A lot of times you gonna look back, bro.
Washed.
You was
Yeah.
in there. You held your own, and
Appreciate you.
that album is amazing to me. Like
Thank
it's
you.
one of my it's my
Amen.
cigar whiskey album, bro.
Thank you, man.
It's my
And,
cigar
and,
whiskey album.
and you know what? Again, this is a beautiful thing that I'm hearing it now, because back then, a lot of people thought, it was ahead of its time because they couldn't wrap their head around somebody using 5 different personalities and using 5 different voices on the
Mm-hmm.
same record. Everybody wanted things to be straight and narrow and just give it to me, you know what I'm saying, raw or what have you. But I've always been the type that want to be creative and kind of, get myself out of the box. Don't put me in a box with everybody else. I want to live on my own little island, on my own little strip, and then you'll catch up later. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Nice.
I got to mention this too, man, because we on the show with Mr. Kaufman here, who is a lawyer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Tracy
about
Lee, let's talk about your day job nowadays, bro.
I got a
Yeah.
question for Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's up,
Real,
Esquire?
Here's the
Whoop.
thing. I did my share of entertainment law. I started off with Jam Pack Records a long time ago,
Okay.
and like Diamond Girl and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
there's a lot what you don't know about the industry back then when you're part of it in comparison to doing the legal work now. So it's a
Facts.
different game. It's
Both different, totally
you
different.
look at it now, you're going, God, I wish I would have known that.
yeah.
Oh man, all the time, all the time. It's what it did, man. Basically the experience of me being an artist and an MC in the game at the time, because I always wanted to be the best at the craft. But what I didn't understand is when you get into the industry, it's 1 to 5% about talent. Everything else is about the business. Who you surround yourself with, who's doing your legal work, who is basically getting into the nuances of what you signed in the first place. You know what I mean? And then when you discover, there's some things that you probably would have changed in the beginning had you had proper legal counsel, then you might have not have gotten yourself into a predicament, if you will. So that is what prompted me, because I had no desire I had graduated from undergrad in 92. I had no desire to go back to school, but I wound up going back to school 10 years later to get my law degree and to get my JD and pass the bar and all that stuff, just so I can give people the guidance that I didn't get coming into the game.
And that's what I wanted to bring up, the fact that you are actually not just doing it for a paycheck or a bag.
Right.
You want to help young artists coming in the game who didn't
Facts.
like you don't want them to end up like when you first got into it, you didn't know the business like you said. So you're trying to give back to those kids and try to protect them from, because there's a lot of vultures out there, let's be honest.
Oh, absolutely.
In the entertainment industry, just looking to prey on young kids who just looking to get out of a certain situation. So I like the fact you're giving back, man. You truly are trying to help people. And you did tell me, though, like, it doesn't always work.
No, not at all. No,
you
not at
you
all.
will tell people, you say, hey, man, I wouldn't sign that. And they sign it, and then they
They
come
don't
back.
have a choice though. If they don't sign, they don't get a play.
Okay.
Sometimes that's what it's about.
Esquire, you just hit it on the head. But what I'm telling these artists or up and coming artists is, yes, you have to weigh out your pros and cons.
Uh-huh.
What are you willing to give to get? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then you have to assess your own situation and figure that out. All I am here to do is to give you all of the information.
Mm.
And so those are the things that I guess that I saw was missing when I was coming up. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
get all the information. I got
Ah.
tidbits of the information, but I didn't give all I get all the information to make an informed decision. So what I want to do is give you the information. As long as you know what it is, then it's really up to you because I'm only here to counsel. It's really up to you to make that final decision.
Wow.
Nice. Tracy, how you OG in hip hop? How do you feel about the state of hip hop right now?
Honestly, I okay, it's twofold. I
Okay.
think there is more control for the independent artists, right?
Mm.
Because you have the technology to do what it is that you need to do to go straight to the consumer to be able to, but you have to curtail your expectations. You know what I'm saying? Understand that you don't have a machine behind you, like as if you were signed to a major label, but you have the ability, if you're in it for the long play, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You have the ability to garner your fans and get information from people that really, really rock with you and watch it grow if you're committed to what you're doing. Now, the con of it is that everybody thinks they can do that. Everybody thinks that they can rap.
Mm.
Everybody thinks that they can sing. Everybody thinks, you know what I'm saying? Because
They can't.
now you have,
They can't.
and they can't. And so
They
you
can't.
got to be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, is this really built and meant for you, or is this a come up? Is this a short play? Is it just a hustle? Blah, blah, blah. So I always have been an advocate now, even though I was against it back then. I still think we need gatekeepers in this game.
Well,
People that understand.
there's a big gatekeeper now in the sense that you don't get paid on the album anymore. You get paid on the performance. That's a game
And
changer.
that is but it's okay. So now we're going back to streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Streaming is the thing that prevents you from making money off of your music. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So
Yes.
so so going back to the independent aspect, you go directly to the consumer. Have them come to your website. If you really are making quality music and you're garnering fans, those fans will buy your record, not just for $1, not just for $10. They'll pay top dollar for you, especially now if you got physical copies, because that's an anomaly. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying?
I
Now,
got a
before we
question before
go,
we get you out of here real quick. I gotta know, Jay, before I let him
go
go.
ahead. Go ahead.
Trey, what's your top five?
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay. So
Ooh.
so so it didn't no, this is really, really easy for me because this is permanent. Like I don't put anybody that are my peers or contemporaries in my top five because they did not influence me to do what I do.
Okay. I
So
got that.
that eliminates the bigs, that eliminates the Jays, the Nas's of the
Mm.
world, that
Okay.
eliminates all of them. But I'm from a different generation. So
Mm-hmm.
my top five, my mainstay top five is LL, Rakim, G Rap, KRS-One, and it could be a flip of the coin between Big Daddy Kane and Chuck D,
I
depending
ain't
on
mad at
what
that.
the
I
Good
ain't mad
top
at
five.
that.
you know what
I
I'm
can't be
saying.
Good
mad at
top
that.
five, man. Jay, we got 30 seconds left. What you got for him, bro?
I was gonna top five is a great question. I was just gonna say he has new music out right now. I wanted Tracy Lee to have the opportunity to tell people where they can get it. He got a record label. He's running right now. So go ahead.
Yes, Party Time 25, Party Time XXV. That's the new record that is celebrating the 25th anniversary of the theme is Party Time. It's been 25 years since that commercial release. So what we did is we did a reboot, and you can only get it on TracyLeeMusic.com. That's TraceYlee music.com. You get the music, the merch. I wrote a book. Everything is all on TracyLeeMusic.com.
Appreciate
My
you, man.
brother, man. Tracy Lee, man, from me, from 90s Hip Hop Hands from Fort Huachuca, Arizona, brother. We love you. Thank you so much, man. Guys, that is Tracy Lee. I'm Ken Miller.
Yes.
We'll be right back after this commercial break. Family, we are back. Real Ass Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Guys, do me a favor. Go to IG, Twitter, Facebook, all that, and follow us. If you missed any of these shows, go to the iHeart Media app, and search Real Ass. And you want to see these beautiful faces, all of our shows have been uploaded to YouTube. So please go out there and check them out. Shout out to whoever the people that are giving us 10 views on YouTube. We'll take them.
All day.
We totally appreciate it, man. But shout out to Tracy Lee, man, for for hopping in with us. Join the virtual studio, James John, and from the law offices of Kaufman and Lynn and the Under Oath podcast, Mr. Jeff Kaufman. I miss you guys, man. I was out.
Thank you.
I was out on the Monday and Tuesday show. I was at the VA trying to get my benefits. I was in there, you know what I'm saying?
I thought you were back in there for a problem. I thought you went down again.
Yeah, hey, when I went in there, I was down, B.
Hey.
Dude, why your leg dragging? You know, back when I was in World War II.
Ken, you the only veteran I know trying to get disability by crip walking.
Yeah,
like
I done crip walked up in the place. That lady like,
la da 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 da.
I get an extra 10% just for living through the no limit cash money era. You should get disability for living through 90s hip hop. Like,
True that. I was a no limit soldier.
Bruh, I got PTSD from that. When Big died and Pac died, my life ain't been the same. Bruh.
You right about that, man.
So I missed out, man. I missed out. So happy to be back, man. How were the shows, bro? How were the shows?
Man, we had a really good time. I did a show with Miguel. Miguel was in here. Yes, he was. And I did a show with our good friend, our buddy Patricio. You know, Jeff Kaufman's favorite person on this earth.
I don't have a problem with Patricio. Somebody's got, there are takers and there are givers in the world. You know, you got to split them up.
Man, this dude.
The worst thing is he listens. He listens to our shows. He pushed himself 10 times because he heard his name and had to hear it 10 times.
Wow. Damn.
And they're talking about me.
Yeah, it's funny. I always forget to say this too, Jeff. I got to give you some flowers too, man. You are in the Guinness Book of World Records, like I told people, because you can practice law in 18 states. That is not a small feat, my friend. That's very damn impressive. So I always want to mention that as much as I can.
Stuff. That's the problem. Like one of the last bar exams I took was North Carolina, and we took it in the same place where the Hurricanes, the hockey team, plays. Mm-hmm. And I was down on the floor, and halfway into it, I forgot what state I was in. I was like going, what the law? Wait a minute. Wait, this would, in Georgia, this would be this. In Florida, this is North Carolina. And I had this meltdown and had to get up and walk to the bathrooms. Now, anytime you walk into like a stadium bathroom, they're all set for timers. So it sees you walk by. So I set off every urinal in the place walking through the bathrooms, you know, and everyone's trying to do their work, but there's people. They actually have people at tables outside the bathrooms.
Making sure
like, all the urinals are going off. I said, well, it's better than
that's
I came
funny.
Out and figured, I go, okay, I got it.
Yo, I got that just got me right there. I have a question about that. Yeah. Why is it that laws are so different and practicing different in different states? Shouldn't we have the same? If I get a speeding ticket in Colorado, shouldn't it be the same as North Carolina?
Hell no. Hell no.
Right, here's the thing. Every state has the right to have their own beliefs. Now, there are certain things we don't allow people to do, like, you know, the Bill of Rights, stuff like that has to be universal. But then there are the little laws where we go, we don't like, you know, like in Georgia, for example, it's illegal to sleep with somebody who's 13 years old, but it's okay if you marry him.
Yep.
You know, little laws like that change. For example, let's say right now, for example, behind James, let's say there's a picture frame behind James, and there's somebody stuck a bag of Coke behind that frame. Now, in Florida, the prosecutors would have to prove that James knew that was there. In North Carolina, James would have to prove he didn't know it was there.
Oh, in
so
Georgia,
law has
they'd be allowed to shoot
laws.
me.
Yes.
That's every state, bro.
You know, they got DWB there, driving while black. Yeah.
Jeff will tell you this. He took the bar in Georgia. Every answer is shoot him. That's it.
Yeah, that's why I think it's dope that you can practice in 18 different states, but it's just crazy that there's so many difference and different nuances to every state in the United States that you can be somewhere and do something and it's okay, but then you go to another state and do it and it might not be a crime. That's crazy.
California's got a terrible law. California has the worst law when it deals with child molestation. It's a 10-year thing. So if you're 8, you can sleep with an 18-year-old.
Oh my God. Oh,
I mean,
dude, that's crazy.
Gross. If you're 5, you can sleep with a 15-year-old. I mean, it is disgusting. And it's because they decided that certain cultures in California, that's okay. So they passed that law because they believe that was fine. I think it's a disgusting concept. In Utah, they'd cut your stuff off. But, you know, in murder is also a good one too. Like the death penalty, certain states don't have it. So there are a lot of differences. I mean, I try not to spend too much time worried about stuff like that, but yeah.
But okay, that's interesting. Let me ask you, what states don't have the death penalty? I know Florida, we do. We got Sparky.
Well, Ben and Jerry's. They don't have it in Wisconsin. I mean, no, what's the place where Ben and Jerry's is out of?
Is that Wisconsin?
I don't know, one of them white states.
Yeah, one of the white states. Vermont, maybe. I don't know.
Vermont. We don't.
Yeah, Vermont.
We have
a lot
Vermont,
of states that are
yo.
very liberal do not have the death penalty.
Wow.
So if it's the blue or red, they have laws that screw around with that. And it's no fun. I mean, it's not funny, but especially if you get arrested.
It's only 6 states that don't do the death penalty.
Now,
What are they again?
States without the death penalty, 23. It's 23 states that don't do the death penalty.
Okay.
Okay, he said 6. I was going.
Yeah, because you go to Google, it only shows like a little bit, and you got to click extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since we on the topic of law, it can take me straight to my subject. And Jeff, I need your help with this.
He doesn't want to pay me. That's what he's doing.
I
Here. He's
need
going
your
to
help
write
with
this off. He's writing this off right now.
Bro,
I don't
it ain't
charge
me.
you anyway. You don't have to do it
ain't
for
me.
free now. I would have helped you in the office.
Mr. Kaufman, this time
All
it
right.
ain't me.
What'd you do?
It's one of them lawsuits where I'm just like, what lawyer takes this?
Uh-oh.
So a Florida woman is suing Kraft Macaroni and Cheese. Have you heard this story?
Yes.
For $5 million because the ready in 3.5 minutes is false and misleading.
Yeah.
And a lawyer took this case.
Of course.
Like,
Yeah. Because he knows somebody will write him a check. It is
Yep.
so stupid.
but
Yep,
why?
Some people do it for attention too. It's like that guy in the Watson case where he shows up to Houston and all these women who got paid. The lawyer's going, we're going to hound him forever. You got paid. What's your problem? And that's a lot of lawyers don't realize. Lawyers are sitting out there because they want to get paid for doing stuff. They're not doing it for free. This guy is saying, 3.5 minutes. How does this affect me? Yes, it's false advertising. Unless you can nuke it in 3.5 minutes, which is doable. Or was that My Cousin Vinny where he talks about how fast grits cook?
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, that's the best legal movie ever. If you want to be a lawyer, watch that movie.
But what I've learned, and I'm listening to Jeff, is you can sue for anything,
Bro.
You might not prevail. but
So
can
here
sue
you
for
go.
it.
Here it is, James. The products. So this the lady. She says is not ready in 3.5 minutes. False and misleading. The product's instructions say to microwave the cup for 3.5 minutes. But Ms. Ramirez attorneys argue this number doesn't account for the 4 steps required to prepare the pasta. So removing the lid, the sauce, the water, the microwaving, the stirring.
Jesus.
According to court, all these steps
Come
make
on,
it
man.
impossible to make the macaroni and cheese in 3.5 minutes.
Good luck getting paid. Now, somebody might write her a check just to go away, but if they write this one check, then they got to keep writing it.
Got to keep writing it. Yep, that's right.
So this is one of those that if she prevails, like people thought about the McDonald's hot coffee case, and people made a big deal. And the fact is, people didn't know what really happened. The fact is this: that coffee was on like $2.50. I mean, if you look at it, she got 3rd-degree burns on her legs. They didn't put the top on. I mean, and they tried to settle. They said, we just want you to pay the medicals, which were, I think, like $15,000-$20,000 at the time. And they go, we're not going to pay it. And then they wound up having to pay about $500,000. But she was really hurt.
Yeah,
and people made a big deal. Oh, people don't know coffee's hot. Well, there's hot, and then there's nuclear.
Yeah, who the hell makes who puts it at $2.50?
McDonald's employees.
Dude, I don't even.
I worked
don't
at a
even have
Burger
soup
King. What
that-
we
I
did
don't
to
even-
people.
I don't have regular food that hot.
But here's what you don't understand, Ken. If you work at McDonald's, they have a coffee pot and it's set to medium, hot, and lava. And it's
Hey James, medium, hot, and frivolous.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can answer this, Kaufman, as a lawyer. If you
I
can't,
will
then
answer all of it
that's
for you.
fine. Would you take the case? If somebody walked in and says, "Hey, man, I want to sue somebody for 3 for this 3," and if you say so, you say no. What do you tell them? What do you say to them?
You tell them the odds of prevailing on this stuff is not very good. And
The
most
truth.
attorneys aren't going to spend their money to do it. He got a lot of attention. I mean, you had a lot of stuff go wrong that some attorneys just want attention. And anytime something happens, you'll always see the local advertising attorney show up. I'm helping this person out, and then 2 days later drop the case.
Yep.
I mean, he was looking for a lot of free advertising, and people think these people are good lawyers. And the truth is, they're just people like that tend to want that free attention. They want that free advertising because they don't have to pay for it.
So that's what it is. It's
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I've helped out a lot of people and not said a word about it because, that's just the way you do things sometimes. But if you're looking to get that advertisement push, then you put your face up in the cameras. I will fight for her honor. And a day later, yeah, you don't have a case. I got to go.
How do they come up with the number?
They just make it up.
The lawsuit number. How is
No,
that
stop it.
number?
They just make it up. There's no damages. You're going. Oh well, I have cooked 500 jars and I should be paid $20,000 per. I mean, come on, work the total amount of things she's bought. I mean, let's say she bought it 50 times, and you divide that into 5 million. You're going to go, okay, so $100,000 per. What is your hourly rate, woman? You know, I mean, that's just stupid. That's just made up.
That's crazy to me, man. As soon as I
It
saw
sounds like
this
a class
story,
action suit, not just one person.
yeah,
This person trying to explain her damages. What were you damaged? Emotionally, I have suffered over cheese. Stop it.
Took me too long to make his mac and cheese, man. My kid's over there screaming. My kid over there screaming, wanting the mac and cheese. I told him 3.5 minutes. I'm at 6 minutes right now. I am emotionally damaged, Jeffrey.
Emotional damage.
Can we go to court? My kid over here my kid got macaroni and PTSD right now because his macaroni took 7 minutes instead of 3.5. Jeffrey, can I go to court now?
Ken Miller v. Cheese. Yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that.
The baby just broke a tablet.
Oh,
baby broke
not
a
the tablet.
Because it took me 10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
to make this 3.5 minutes macro. Jeff, I want my court date, damn
But
it.
there is no way that tablet was $100,000. I mean,
Man,
we
you
got
don't
it.
know.
Your damages have to be realistic. You have to show this is how you were hurt. Now they're going to say, "Well, this is punitive. We want them to pay because we believe they're doing something
break down
unfair."
punitive for us dumb people.
Punitive works like this. You know, it's a penalty. That's penalty dollars.
Punishment. Yeah.
It's not realistic. It's not anything. It's like, hey, we want to teach them a lesson money.
Mm-hmm.
This is punitive. You did something so egregious that we want you to pay a penalty. There's no, this person, there's no way this person can show 5 million in damages because mac and cheese. She probably doesn't even make good mac and cheese either. See,
Oh,
I
no.
the
I
mac
know
and
she
cheese.
don't. It's the cup mac
I
and
do
cheese.
5 cheese. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
fool around with
Yeah.
this. I start off with the Kraft as my base. But then I throw in the mixed cheese on top of that. I don't screw around.
Yeah, I'm going to ruin everybody's day and let you know America,
Yeah.
Kraft is not the cheesiest. Okay.
At all.
Yeah.
But my thing is this: we got about a minute left. Imagine when that comes across Kraft's desk. Like who
Yeah.
the what the
Oh, you think this is the worst thing?
this? Hey James, this.
Yeah.
I know Mr. Kraft sitting up in there, Bob Kraft,
From the
dude that owned the
Patriots.
Patriots.
They served him.
Yeah, I know he got served because he probably had a massage parlor right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And-
Eat
Oh,
mac
wow.
and cheese. What do you
yeah, he, mac and cheese. Like I know this did not. Hey, and thinking about it, the lawsuit is out of South Florida,
Of
where
course.
Robert Kraft got caught in South Florida.
Yeah, could you imagine that deposition?
Bro,
Where were
I'm
you on
telling
this
you.
date when my client was eating her mac and cheese?
You
Oh,
know
settle
where
with
I
it.
was,
Settle with
son.
it.
Hey, we gotta take a commercial break. When we come back, we gonna talk about it, man. Me and James gotta get something done.
Okay.
We gotta get something
yeah.
done.
We gonna
might
talk
well-
about it.
We might well talk about it now, man. Shoes, but we'll be right back. Real Loud. Don't say it all sexy. Real Loud, Real Radio 104.1. Real Ass Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller. In the big chair tonight, hey, man, do me a favor. Go to Instagram, follow, Facebook, follow, Twitter, follow. Go over to YouTube, subscribe to the page, I mean. And if you miss any of these shows, take your ass over to the iHeart app and download our podcast, son. I'm Ken Miller in the big chair. Joined with James John and from the law office of Kaufman and Lynn, who's suing this lady for the mac and cheese, Jeff Kaufman.
No, I ain't suing for mac and cheese. I'm suing Miguel.
And Miguel, of course, is not here as usual. Miguel at work getting his sausage on.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And we're not talking about Pepperidge Farm.
And we ain't talking about Ronnie. Miguel getting his
He
sausage
can't
on.
afford Pepperidge Farm. You know, he has Albertson.
Dude, I can't tell you last time I had a Pepperidge Farm sausage.
You have to get
the
like
ones,
the Christmas,
the
like the
gift
gifts.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Do
You
they
gotta
make
get
those
gifts.
still?
I think
Yeah.
so.
That's the only time they sell that, right? Like at Christmas?
It got to be because I wouldn't eat it.
Nobody
You know,
eats.
you'd have to die from that because you know what? It's so good, but you're stopping your heart.
You are.
Is it good
Bro.
for real? I don't think I've ever had
It's
it.
Oh,
delicious. It's
It's
called summer
delicious.
sausage.
But
it's
is
delicious.
a killer. Your colon stop everything. It's
But
dead.
here's the thing that messes my mind up.
What up?
It's cheese and sausage that's always not in the cooler. It's always out. That's how you buy it. It's not kept cold. It's just out. Cheese
It's
and
wrapped
sausage.
Properly. It's wrapped properly. Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
guess so.
Velveeta is just,
Bro,
Oh,
I'm
no,
a.
no,
You know what,
Velveeta's-
Jeff? I got it. We gonna
No cheese
sue.
in Velveeta.
We gonna sue.
yes. We are
$5
suing.
million.
$5 million.
No,
Y'all
no.
got me eating this
No, no.
sausage that's been sitting out.
It's $5 million for every sausage I've ever ate in my entire life. We gonna get paid billions, son.
Hey, Jeff, you taking our lawsuit or no?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a slow week. I'm doing it.
It's a slow week.
Hey, man, I got
Since
my
I'm
arm
not
pulled
going to
up,
be busy
man.
December 5th. You know, I'm going to take this case.
Hurt my arm, bro.
Okay, real quick before we go on to the next topic, I just want to ask you guys, Christmas time is coming up, and I'm just curious about this. Are you guys travel Christmas people, or do you stay home? Like, do you guys just stay with the family, or do you
I
travel
stay
somewhere
home.
else?
We stay home. I don't think I've been in North Carolina for Christmas in 15 years. Thanksgiving,
Really?
Thanksgiving or 4th of July, yes. But Christmas, I'm usually here because my kids are here. So I can't tell you the last time I went to North Carolina for Christmas, man.
I wonder.
We're
'cause
here.
I wonder. What about you, Jeff? Then I'll tell you why I asked that.
Well, as a Jew, no. Yeah. see, I love holidays that aren't mine because I don't have to celebrate nothing.
You don't?
I just get the day off.
It's true.
So great. I just go.
It's true.
Christmas happens. I'm like going, look, I enjoy this stuff. Yeah, no, I stay home. I do nothing. I'm only upset that more restaurants aren't open. So I got to go all the Asian restaurants. That's
Gotcha.
And you ain't Golden Corral open?
No, Golden Corral closed.
I thought Golden Corral because it was open for Thanksgiving.
Chinese restaurants are open on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, on Christmas.
Yeah, the Golden Corral because I was listening to the radio and it was serious, and people were calling in to see what restaurants they was going to, and like hundreds of people were like, yeah, we're going to Golden Corral, and I was like, for Thanksgiving.
Wow, that's
I just
sad.
remember we're going to Sizzler.
The-
That's what
we're
I think
going
of
to
Golden
Sizzler.
Corral, like Sizzler, right?
Never
Same
been
thing.
to a Sizzler in my life.
Oh man, when I was
Never been to Sizzler
younger,
in my life.
Sizzler was the jam. They had all you can eat shrimp, fried shrimp, every Friday night. I thought, bro, that was a joint.
Now these
Sizzler.
places have like chocolate fountains. The problem is these kids have their hands in. I'm like, I'm not
Oh
touching that
no, I won't
Petri
do
dish.
it. I won't do a public chocolate fountain.
If you got your kid, okay, it
$5
ain't
million.
cute.
That's what we're getting.
$5 million. If your kid put his finger in the chocolate, I'm suing Golden Corral. Jeff, you taking my case?
Yeah, $5 million.
It's a slow week. I'm taking it.
Slow week. I'm taking it.
Thank you, baby.
Okay.
I
Tell
got
me
another
your
lawsuit.
Yeah, Ken,
I got
what's
another
going on?
lawsuit, bro.
Uh-oh.
Give me a
The other
good
night,
Give me
I
a
was
good
at the Improv, and the comedian accidentally left a cigar on the edge of the table, and I put my arm down, and it burnt me. So,
Uh-oh.
Oh, how long did you have that on?
yeah.
That's big, man. Yeah, we're getting paid.
Yes! Come
Yeah.
on, boo!
Yeah, we're
Chris
getting paid.
Alexander, I'm taking all your damn money, son.
Oh, you taking all his dark
Failure to
thoughts.
protect. They were supposed to protect you. We're gonna get you workers' comp too.
You gonna take his turntables
Everything. I'm taking everything.
and his Twitch
son.
account.
They're
You
gonna
taking that
move
account
your wings
over?
on my way out too.
Oh man,
hilarious.
we gotta get to the topic we wanted to talk about. We was we could have segued to it. We were talking about the cheese and the sausage. I had to go to the VA, and I've been having gastro issues. That's where my acid reflux stuff is coming in, and I'm told I have to go see the GI doctor and may get a colonoscopy.
Oh.
And James, you said you gotta go. Your
Here's the
doctor
thing.
recommended it for you as well.
Here's why, because they don't want to wait till you're 50 anymore to check your prostate, or because they're trying to prevent men from having cancer. So they're trying to check people early so they can catch the polyps early and remove them if they need to. So I'm at that age. So my doctor told me I need to make an appointment. So I went today for my consultation, and then sometime in the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna get a colonoscopy, bro. They going in. Yeah,
That's like inner space where the little guys shrink people down and send them into your butt.
Yo, seeing Ant-Man in there.
yeah.
Hey, you know what's funny? You know, okay. First of all, I've had the upper. I always say endoscopy, but it's because I like to break the word up. I had the upper. I don't know what it is about doctors putting me to sleep that I love.
Oh, it's good. They tell. Ooh,
Yo, it's the
they tell you
countdown.
that.
They're like, "Hey, man, count down from 10."
My doctor told me what he's going to give me to put me to sleep is what Michael Jackson's doctor was giving him.
Propofol.
But the problem was he had so many other drugs in his system, and the guy wasn't monitoring him because what he was explaining is
what happened was he was using that to get to sleep every
night. Yes. The doctor told me when he gives you that drug, what's the drug called again, Jeff?
Propofol.
It's the best sleep you're going to ever have in your life, he said. James, you're going to sleep for 30 minutes. You're going to wake up.
I slept like a baby.
Yep. Literally. He said you're going to wake up feeling so good. So that's what was going on with Michael, man. He was saying that.
And how rich are you that you can pay for good sleep?
Damn.
I'm worth $5 million. I sleep good every night.
Yeah.
So
ahead,
they was giving him the propofol. But once they gave it to him, did they give him a colonoscopy? He just went to sleep?
No.
You have when I come out of a drug use, whatever, and the doctor is wiping his lips, I don't like it.
If you give me propofol, you better be doing some surgery on me. And at least pull a tooth.
No, he just wanted to go to sleep, bro.
No, dog. If you give me if you give me perpetual, I'm telling you
perpetual.
Right now, you better do. I better get some nails done or something.
You won't believe it. The concert venue, the tour people were paying for his bill every month. It was like stupid money, like 100,000, 200,000 for him to knock out Michael every night.
How much does prepositional medicine cost?
Propofol.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's not the cost of it; it's the doctor.
It's the doctor that has to be there because when you get this drug administered, he was explaining, someone has to watch you sleep to make sure your airways stay open.
So you can just go get paraphrased from like Walgreens.
No, you cannot.
Propofol.
No.
Again.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Making up new
that's
words.
what I said. Yo.
He's like naming like the preparation. No propofol.
So Michael Jackson was getting perpendicular, right? and ain't get a camera in his ass or nothing.
Bro, so you saying he got a preposition?
You got a preposition. You just giving Mike all this medicine, all this perspiration.
He got a proposal, so
propofol.
Oh man! So James, what? So it's just they just want to do it. You don't have any issues?
No,
because like for me, mine I have really bad. My GI is like I am on.
Mine's preventative.
Everything.
Okay, it's considered preventative. Yeah.
Okay. Now mine is because
there are two ways they do this now. They do this. They either give you a bucket, and you can poop in a bucket.
Yep.
Or you can get them to do it that way.
Yep. That's right.
Now I still have the bucket in my house because I can't do it. I can't just like arbitrarily just poop in a bucket, and I don't want to have that bucket on me.
Me either.
Like God forbid, I have a car accident. They're going, man, it's been traveling with poop, and that's all they would remember me. When Kaufman died, Tigger, and he had a poop on him when he died. I'm not doing it.
I just thought of that. Like, can you imagine a commercial for this bucket? Hey, you having a problem with your stomach, and you need to turn it in to the doctor. So all you need is this bucket.
Yo, the ducket, the doodle bucket, the ducket, yo. Hey, so this what you do, Jeff. So we give you the perspiration medicine, and right before you go to sleep, you can dump in the bucket, and then me and James got you. We'll take the dump to the doctor for you, B. That's how close we are as friends, baby. I don't mind watching you dump, man, if it's for your health, bro.
Yeah. So I can see him sitting there with his crown and his cigar in his hand, watching me when I do it.
Now we'll say this: I ain't wiping you. So if you fall asleep, you just go wake up with an itchy ass.
Well, that's what Miguel's for. He's used to doing that,
Oh man! So if you're listening out there, man, you're getting up in age. Go on and get your colon check. I got my appointment coming up. I gotta get mine too. But yeah, I was just curious if you had any.
No, nothing going on. Knock on wood. Thank God.
But this is what I think you should do.
Oh,
they get you ready, V. Go in there and do your closer.
I should. You ever date a big woman?
Yo, and then have them playing. It's hot in here, and then you just shake your clothes right off, and then they give you the preparation H and put you to sleep.
Give me that propeller.
Yo, it's like they done gave James all of Pennsylvania and put my man to sleep, yo. Put my man to sleep.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
I don't even know. I gotta share the Tracey Lee clip for this
Yeah.
show, but this right here is killing me.
It is
This
funny.
is killing me.
It's funny.
I might have to do 2 clips, man. Oh man, we got like 2 minutes left, bro. We gotta get up out of here, man. Jay, where you at this weekend, brother?
I'm actually at one of my favorite places to play in Florida. One of the best, what do you call it? Independent clubs, man, out here. I'm gonna be at Porky's this Friday, this Saturday. Y'all come check me out, man. I'll be there.
I meant to ask you, how was the parade?
It was amazing. I did a parade at Porky's, and let me tell you, St. Cloud's a little country town, and we were throwing out pulled pork sandwiches. I saw grown-ass adults knocking kids out the way for a free slider of pork, bro.
Hey, and if you know, the pulled pork is what they gave Michael Jackson to put him to sleep.
Pulled pork or propulsion.
Exactly what they gave Michael Jackson.
That was in his sleep.
Jeff, man, where you at this weekend? And man, who you got coming up on the Under Oath podcast?
Oh God, man, I got William Stanford Davis coming up. I just had John Snyder from Dukes of Hazzard.
Nice.
I mean, it's been fun, man. I've been having a good time. William Stanford Davis. He's on Abbott Academy.
You know him.
Yeah.
The janitor.
I was saying it because I didn't know if the listeners knew his name. Yeah, the janitor, which is crazy.
Yeah, he was also in Ray Donovan too.
Which is crazy because you were just before we started recording the show, you was telling us all of this, and I'm like, I only know him from that show. You know what I'm saying? And so now people in the comedy world, even though you say he used to be a comic, right?
Yeah, he did a lot of stand up.
Yeah, people now young folk now getting to see him now. You know, and a lot of times it worked like that in your career, man. So shout out, man. Anywhere else you gonna be this weekend?
No, I'm looking forward to doing nothing, even though I think I'm supposed to be places. I get told at the last minute.
I
I'm
just
taking
found
Jacob
out myself.
to Universal tomorrow. I'm taking him.
Yeah,
with
you
like
are.
20 people. I'm closing my office down. My son's autistic, so we're on his birthday. I
Happy
shut down
birthday,
the office
brother.
and bring everybody with him.
Yeah, happy birthday to him,
Happy
man.
birthday,
Nice.
man. Well, if you listen to this
Crazy,
right
man.
now, tonight, I'm at the Villages. Tomorrow, I will be in Tunica, Mississippi. That's Thursday. I'll be in Tunica, Mississippi.
Casino.
At the casino. And then Saturday, I will be at Twisted Root. So swing by. And that's the show that I didn't know I was on until I got an email this morning.
Oh, wow.
So I'll make sure I be there for that, man. But thank you guys for tuning in. Miguel is at work, so he won't be on the show tonight or maybe tomorrow. But we do appreciate y'all listening. And big shout out to Tracey Lee.
Thank you,
for
brother.
kicking it with us, man. We appreciate it. I'm Ken Miller from the law offices of Kaufman and Lynn and the Under Oath podcast. That's Jeff Kaufman. That's James John. Hey, James, what I always say.
Take your ass to bed.
Take your ass to bed. Good night.
Propofol.